Now let's say I'm a buyer and I'm looking for a real estate agent. Why would I choose you to be my real estate agent? What makes you unique, special, different from all the other realtors out there, the millions of other agents, right? Everybody knows more than one. What makes you so special? How you answer that question is so important. And it's even more important in light of all the lawsuits that the realtors are facing right now. And the very likely scenario is that as a result of those commission lawsuits, we as buyer's agents are going to have to sit down with buyers, present to them what's so special about us, and negotiate a fee that is appropriate to all the services that we are going to provide those buyers, just like we do with listings, right? This is not a new idea. We're doing this on listings already. You go and you sit down and you potentially compete with other people, talk about how great you are and what your fee is going to be, and they either pick you or they don't. That is coming on the buyer side. So your ability to communicate your unique selling proposition, what's special about you, is even more important now than ever. So today I want to tell you exactly what I think your unique selling proposition should be as a buyer's agent and how to actually apply that. My name is John Gletch. I am the team leader of the Gletch Group at eXp, and we've got real estate teams in multiple different markets. And this works anywhere. This is universal. And here's my suggestion. Your USP, unique selling proposition, should be that you have the houses. And it sounds simple, but it's actually very profound and a little bit harder than it sounds. Buyers don't want you. They don't want a real estate agent. Just like when you go to the car lot, you don't really want a car salesman. You just want the car. But the car salesman is necessary for you to get to the car. Same thing with real estate agents. In fact, many people don't use a realtor, right? They just figure it out on their own. Your job is to communicate to them that you are the person who has access to all of the houses and has access not just to the houses that they can find on Zillow, or Realtor, with any other agent, but houses that they can't get anywhere else. So that is our unique selling proposition. So the way we would answer that would be something like, well, the reason you would choose the Gletch Group is because we have access to hundreds of off-market properties. They're not available online. They're not available on Zillow or anything like that. But these are properties that are for sale or will be for sale soon that are not publicly available. And I would love to provide you with access to those properties to see which one of those might be a fit for you. Do you have time to sit down now for about 20, 30 minutes to look through our list and see if any of them might be a fit? That's how we would answer that question, right? And this is all legal. It's all totally above board. Cooperate with the clear cooperation, all the different rules and laws. And I'll explain how all that works and how you can actually get to those properties next. And be sure to stay tuned throughout this entire video. At the end, I share my two absolute favorite ways to find off-market properties. And that is how to create a great flipper inventory, like how to create a list of all the people who are flipping homes. And then also Zenlist, which is my favorite tool for finding off-market properties. What you're looking at here is a page in our buyer book. This is how we communicate to potential buyers the ways that we can help them find properties. And so this is how I would explain it to a potential buyer. I would say something like this. To the Gletch Group, we have a inventory maximizer process. And this gets you access to 100 homes that are not marketed online anywhere so that you can beat out other buyers to the best new houses. Like, Mr. Smith, have you ever seen where a house gets listed for sale on Zillow or whatever, sign goes up and it's already sold, right? You could call like the minute the sign goes up, the minute it goes on Zillow, but it's already gone. Yeah, we've had that happen, right? Everyone has seen that happen. Yeah, and so what we want to do is make sure you're that person, that you're the one who gets to that property before anybody else. And so here's exactly how we do that. Now, what all agents are going to do is, for the most part, any adept agent is going to set you up on some kind of search that's going to let you know about the properties that are on MLS. That's the listing service that all the realtors use, and that shows up on Zillow and Realtor.com and all that other stuff. So, of course, we would be happy to do that for you. I'm sure you'd like for us to do that. Would you like for us to set up a search for you on MLS? Yeah, sure. Okay, great. Now check that box in the buyer book. Next, we have eXp Exclusives. So eXp Exclusives is our listing system for all the properties that are brokerage lists before they go live on the MLS and on the market. And the way the rules work is the MLS system won't let us market publicly properties to anyone who's not in our brokerage until it's on the MLS. But we are allowed to market privately to people within our brokerage and clients of our brokerage the properties that our brokerage has. So like, as you can imagine, lots of people want to sell, but they're getting their house ready for sale. They took it off the market. They want to wait till Christmas is over. There's various reasons why people are ready to go, but not ready to have people touring through their home and photos taken and all that stuff. That's lots of people. Well, you are allowed to share that with your brokerage, and we have a distinct advantage, DXP, because we're the biggest brokerage in the world by a long shot. Most other brokerages that you've seen, well, all other brokerages that you've seen, have little small niches, even the big giant ones like Remax or Keller Williams. What they have is lots of offices all over the country with maybe 20 to 100 to 500 agents. Well, we have almost 90,000 all over the country, and we get to see all of those properties before they actually hit the market. And so we have that system all set up, ready to go, and would love to share those with you. Would you be interested in seeing the EXP exclusives properties? Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, good. I'll check that box. Okay, next are our pocket listings. So this would be like water cooler chat, right? This is like, stuff that on our team, friends of ours, team members, that kind of stuff. There's no actual listing. There's no formal place where these are being marketed. They're not even any EXP exclusives. This is just chitter chatter, right? And I'm involved in this networking group and that working group, and I've got a team here. And so I'm connected to all these agents, and we just hang out. And so I find out about these listings that could be available. Would you like to know about those? Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, got it. I'll check that. Now, expired and canceled listings. So these are properties that were listed on the market at some point, but didn't sell. I'm sure you've seen that not all properties sell. So these properties, what I can do is I can go and hunt down properties that fit your criteria. So if you're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in North Park or under $1 million, I can create that search in the MLS, find all the ones that got canceled and expired. I can go knock on those doors. I can call those people. I can email them and do the work required to see if maybe those people are still interested in selling those properties. And if there's a particular area you want to be in, I'd be really happy to go do that work for you. Would you like for me to do that for you? Yeah, that sounds great. Right. Okay. Check that box. And you can see as I'm developing this relationship with the client that I'm demonstrating more and more value, right? I'm showing them that I really am going to go find them properties that aren't available anywhere. So I keep going down the list. Okay, pre-foreclosures and foreclosures. So I'd explain that process. So pre-foreclosures are properties, we can get the list of all the people who are behind on their mortgage. That's publicly available data. I can pull that list. I can go knock on those doors. I can call those people and see if maybe they'd like to sell their home, get them out of a bad situation. Those properties are oftentimes in fine shape. You can get a loan on them. There's a little bit of extra paperwork, but they're not that hard to do. And there might be some great opportunities there. Would you like me to look for pre-foreclosures for you? Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, foreclosures, these are properties that are, actually getting foreclosed. These are down at the courthouse steps, going to auction, and those properties, you have to buy those cash. You typically have to pay all cash the next day. A lot of those houses are beat up. The list gets published, right before they actually go to auction. So it's kind of a lot of work, a lot of energy, time, and effort, and you got to pay cash. Is that something you'd be interested in doing? Most people are going to say no. Okay, got it. All right, we'll look for the pre-foreclosures, but not the foreclosures. Got it. How about for sale by owners? So these are people who, maybe on Facebook Marketplace or on Zillow, that kind of, they're marketing properties there. I'm happy to go hunt those down for you and see what's available. Would you like me to look for sale by owners for you? Yeah, okay, got it. And then flipper inventory. So we've got a lot of flippers in town who they're buying properties at scale, and then they're fixing up and selling them. So we have relationships with all those people and that we've created, and we'd be happy to check out those properties, see which one of those might be a fit for you. So these are beautiful homes. They're just not quite done yet. Would that be interesting? Yeah, sure. God, okay, I'll check that box. Great. So what you're doing as you walk people through this process is demonstrating tons of value and showing them all the hustle that you're going to put into getting them a property. Now let me walk you through how to find flippers that you can create relationships with so that you do have that flipper inventory. And then I'll also walk you through how to get signed up for EXP exclusives so that you can get access to all those properties as well. So as far as flippers go, the best way to create these relationships is just go on Google and search cash offer on my home in Chandler or Phoenix or whatever. And all the people who are marketing to you, like the ads that are being run and all that other stuff, those are flippers and wholesalers. So those would be great people to get access to. So I would call them, tell them, hey, look, I'm a buyer's agent. I've got all these buyers looking for homes. Can I get access to your list of homes that you've got under contract or that you're working on, that you're fixing up, or that you're wholesaling, so that I can send those to my buyers? And most of them are happy to give you that list. They're always looking for buyers. Also, all the very annoying texts and phone calls that you get for people trying to buy your house, those people you could just respond to and go, hey, look, not interested in selling, but I'd love to get on your list as a buyer for all the properties that you're finding. And those people could be turned into assets as well. So that's the simplest way to get access to those lists and create relationships. You can also go on MLS or the tax records, et cetera, and find big buyers. So look through the tax records to find people who've purchased multiple properties in the last year and reach out to those folks as well. That's a little bit more work, but that'll also get you a list of people as well. Last but not least is my absolute favorite system for finding off-market properties, which is ZenList. Now, ZenList is just a tool that is used for agents can put different sources of properties into one search, so their clients can kind of look in one place for everything, all the different sources of properties. So that's cool, but what makes it really special is the ability to put into the system off-market homes. So you're allowed to put in properties that are coming soon, but not yet listed on the MLS. So all the rules in the MLS say, look, if it's not in the MLS, you can't publicly market it. Well, you can privately market it to people at your brokerage, which is either no big deal, doesn't matter at all, or a giant deal depending on your brokerage. So if you're at a brokerage that has, a small amount of people, I would say even up to 2, 3, 4, 500, 1,000, that's not going to make a big difference. And that's almost all brokerages, even big brands like Keller and Remax and Coldwell Banker. They're all parts, the big brands, but they have small franchises, with maybe a couple hundred folks at them, or even 10 or 20. So you're going to be able to see everyone in your office's listings, but that's not that many. That's not a big deal. What's incredible about EXP is we're one brokerage. Like the whole country is one brokerage. So we can see everybody's listings, all 90,000 of us, as of the time I'm making this video. So as you'll see in the video, it's crazy how awesome this tool is at getting you access to properties that nobody else has access to. So this is only going to work really well if you're at EXP. If you're not at EXP, keep watching the video, because I think this is really worth you seeing. And I think it's a huge competitive advantage that EXP has that's worth considering. And if you're interested, if you're like, yeah, that's cool, reach out to whoever sent you to this video and ask them what it might be like to talk about the brokerage and see what it's like. It's a fantastic brokerage. And you are going to be faced with having to tell people why they should hire you as a buyer's agent. And if you don't have a good reason for that, you're going to be in trouble. And this makes it so easy. It's so powerful, and it's only going to get more powerful as more people use it. So stay tuned. And again, if you're interested, but you're not at the brokerage yet, reach out to whoever sent you to this video, and they'd be happy to talk you through how this works. So let me dive in and show you how Zenlist works with EXP exclusives. All right. So if you're at EXP, the first thing you're going to do, of course, is log in. So what you're going to want to do is go to your Okta page, which is just exprealty.okta.com, and log in. If you don't have your password, you can hit help or need help getting started, or email your broker. They can help you with that. You'll get yourself logged in there, and that'll take you to all the different resources we have here at EXP. You scroll down, click Zenlist, and then if you want, you can bookmark the Zenlist URL that pops up. And here it is. It's going to instantly drop you into your personal feed. You can see on the top left-hand side here, your personal feed, and a bunch of properties will show up here, potentially, depending on where you are. And I'll walk you through that in just a second. But that's how you get logged in and started here on Zenlist. As I mentioned, your screen's going to look different than mine. And let me walk you through kind of how that works. And this is the power of why I don't want you to just watch this video. I want and need you to send this to 10 people, right? Everybody you know at EXP, the most influential people you know. Here's why. So what you can do is you can go in here and you can search for properties. And this is only showing me office exclusive. So this is only showing me properties that aren't online yet. And so so it's not ever going to be 10,000, right? It's always going to be less than what's listed. So here's Phoenix. And as you can see, there's, 60, 70 houses, right? Which is great. But if you scroll out, there are areas where it's a nothing burger, right? Like Utah, Nevada, like what's happening? Nobody, and here's why that's that way, is it's like Uber. If Uber is worthless, if 5 people use it, right? It doesn't matter. It matters at scale tremendously. And so what we really need is scale. The more people that put their listings on here, the better. And it does take a little bit of work, right? You've got to put your listings on here before they go live in MLS for this to matter. But you've got more of those than you think you do. There are lots of people who they're not ready to list the house. They don't want to take photos yet, whatever, but they're going to move in 6 months or a year or whatever. And you could absolutely let them know, hey, look, I'd love to have you sign this listing agreement. It's cancelable. If things change, no big deal. Even if look, you find some other realtor you like better, no big deal. We'll just get this fully cancelable. And what this is going to allow us to do is market this property to the 90,000 realtors at my brokerage. They're not going to have your phone number, your email. They're not going to bother you. You're not going to come by your house. I'll take a few iPhone photos today. No big deal. And then they'll just reach out to me if it's interesting, if they're interested in your property. So we might get your house sold without ever having to trot a bunch of people through here and take photos and all that stuff. The other great reason, Mr. Seller, that we could get this pre-marketed for you on our EXP exclusive system is because we could test a price. Maybe we put a price on there that's a little on the high side, see how it goes. Do a test ride. It doesn't hurt us because it's not like days on market or counting down. We're not going to have any of those issues. So you right now, I promise you, this also helps you get more listings, because now you can leverage this as a way to get people to sign listing agreements earlier. Like we used to not go on listing appointments if people were more than like 3, 4, 5 months out. Now we go on, anybody who wants to talk to us will go, because if they're even thinking about selling, I want them on this system. So you do have more of these than you think you do. And the more you can commit to, okay, the minute I know someone's ready to sell, the minute I get a listing appointment signed, listing agreement signed, I will put them on this system, the better. The better it is for all of us. And so you can see here, there are certain areas that are doing a lot better of getting these properties listed. And the more that we share this, this video, this idea, the more people get onboarded to ZenList, the better. The system will just become more and more powerful. We'll get more and more opportunities. And so I'm recording this really early on in the process to help spread the word. And by the time you log in, you should see lots more properties, which is really exciting. And it's only going to get better as we get going. In fact, to help you get a vision for like how you could drum up more listing business for yourself using EXP exclusives and ZenList, this is the last page. We take this like packet with us when we go on listing appointments. This is the last page. This is for the objection of I'm not quite ready, or I'll be, 6 months or a year or whatever. This is the objection handler photo or page that we use to help walk people through this. And we say, okay, got it. Look, that makes total sense. Why don't we load the cannon? And here's the thing, market conditions change. Maybe the market starts to fall off a cliff and you decide, okay, I need to sell right away. Maybe your job transfer comes sooner than you think. A million things could change. And so why don't we do this? Why don't we get your photos scheduled, like depending on how far out it is, right? We'll get your property added to our secret seller marketplace. That's the language we use for this. We'll get you set up on a market watch system. We'll let you know, every month what's going on with your property, and then we'll just fire one ready. And I also explained a few seconds ago all different other ways to promote this to your sellers. What you're really doing here is leveraging the secret seller marketplace, the off-market properties, as a way to get more listing agreements signed. Because only bad things happen, right? Like you walk out of that appointment and they're like, I'm a year away. And you don't have a signed piece of paper, what can happen? Lots of bad stuff, right? Other agents end up swiping your listing. So you want a listing agreement. So use this and just make it cancelable. Look, you can cancel the thing anytime you want. If you don't want to do this, no problem. So this is a great strategy we're using. You really want to focus on getting those listing agreements signed and then getting the property into EXP exclusives. And, at first we were worried like, well, what if we put a price in there, it doesn't sell, now we like shot ourselves in the foot. Well, as long as you explain it well, you say, look, we're just going to test, we test some crazy price, no big deal. Then you're in good shape. You don't have to worry about that as a problem. So great strategy for you to not only have access to more other people's properties, but also to get more listing agreements signed. So once you get the listing agreement signed, the minute you get it signed, if you're running a team, this should be on your listing coordinator's checklist. Like the first thing our listing coordinator does before anything else, the minute we get a listing agreement signed, is they put it in ZenList. So you've got to make this a system where it happens without fail. So, and if you're running a team, all of your agents are going to have their logins. And so part of the process will of course be to have your listing coordinator get the agent to either share their login or to log in and add it themselves. But it's got to be quick. Like the magic of this is the time between when you take that listing agreement and when it goes into MLS. That's the magic time, right? So you got to get in as soon as possible. And the way to do it is if you look over here in the dashboard, I'll shrink this down. You can go to listings here, my listings, and it's real simple. Pop it in there, office exclusive. You're going to walk through the process. I'm just going to enter in some data and walk you through it. So it's going to help you find the property and you do all your stuff and add a photo or two. You can add, however many photos you want and whatever information you happen to have in here, you'll fill all that in. And one of the things that it's going to absolutely require, so review to publish changes, it's going to say, okay, you need a few different things in here. So let's edit the status here. This is coming soon. And bedrooms, okay, let's say it's 3, whatever. Public remarks, we can fill that in there. And what I suggest if you're on a team is, one way you could do this is you could list all your whole team's properties centrally through, so we do this. If you have a giant team, that may not make sense, but we're listing these properties centrally. So I list them all. And then we have a system built for getting the leads to the agents, because you will get some leads from this. You'll have some other EXP agents who find the property and want to learn about it. So you could put in here, hey, call Frank Gonzalez at this phone number to learn about this listing, that kind of thing. So you could put that in the public remarks. So we're going to save that. Expiration date. Okay, this is important. This is not when the listing expires. This is when your ZenList coming soon listing expires. Meaning, when is this going to go in the MLS? That's what this should be. Like, maybe you don't know. And I think the longest it'll go is 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe you don't know. If that's the case, push it. Maybe it's going to be a year, whatever. You push it out 6 months and then make a note for yourself to come back in and renew it, right? But if you know it's going on the market in 2 weeks, put it as 2 weeks, because that's the only way the data is going to be accurate, right? If you put it on for 6 months, it's not going to automatically shift over and tell everyone, hey, look, this listing is actually active in the MLS. So do everyone a favor, make this accurate. That way we know that if there's an off exclusive on there, that it's not on MLS. We don't have to double check. But if you put 6 months on there and it goes live in a week, it's still going to show up as an off exclusive, which is kind of annoying. So do everyone a solid and pick a expiration date that's accurate, ready to publish, and then you're off to go. I mean, it's that simple. It's really, really easy to add your listings. You can also manage them in your My Listings page as well and see, kind of mess with all those properties as well. Really, really simple. So make this a habit, put it into your system, make sure that it works. Next, I'll walk you through notifications, how those work, and how you learn about people who are interested in your property. So when agents reach out to you about these properties, that's going to happen a couple different places. One is in chat. So you'll see here when people are reaching out to you and want to know about your properties, that'll show up in the chat. And then you can also set up various ways to get notified. So one thing you can do, if you go down to the account section and then you go to app defaults, you can turn on text message updates. So this will allow you to get notifications. Now, again, if you're centralizing this for your team, you just got to make sure that those text notifications go somewhere where, like for us, they go to our inside sales team. So they just divvy out the leads, right? If whoever's listing it is, they let them know, hey, so-and-so asked you about this property. If you're doing this as an individual or your agents are doing this individually, then great. I do recommend centralizing it. If you don't think your team's going to be reliably doing this, then I would just centralize it. Like for us, just one less thing they have to deal with. So we just do them all under my name. And then we take all the, you're not going to get a ton of agents reaching out to you on this, so it's not that hard to manage. So we just have it all come to us. You're also going to see notifications here. So when people are doing tour requests or saving things or whatever, then you can check out those notifications as well. And then you can change here in the account section in your personal info. This is the email and the phone number that all of your notifications are going to go to. So when people are doing whatever, tour requests, people want information on the property, that kind of stuff, this is where you would change that info so that those notifications are going to the right place. So again, account and personal info. So that's how you enter a listing and how you change the notification settings so that you get the info when people are requesting information on your listings. And again, my suggestion for teams is centralize this, make it easy on your agents, and that'll help us all get more listings uploaded. Now let me walk you guys through how to work this on the buy side. Now to search for properties as a buyer, as a buyer's agent, let me walk you through how all of that looks. So as I mentioned, when you log in, you're going to have a personal feed, which is going to show the various properties that are in your state that are being marketed. Now, there's a couple different ways to do this. One is you can add clients. So you can invite clients. You're allowed to have 10 on here. I would not do that. I think it's a mistake. At some point you have to pay money for that, but that's not even a reason not to do it. The bigger reason is you want to be the gatekeeper. You don't want like clients just getting emails of off-market properties. You want to be the one who takes a look at those, determines if they might be a fit, and then shows them to your client for a bunch of reasons. But one of the main ones is it's a great tool to make sure people keep talking to you. You don't want to remove yourself as the needed element in the transaction. So like, don't make it so that they can do all this without you. You want to be the one who goes, hey, look, I checked today and I found 3 off-market properties that might be a fit. Can we jump on a Zoom? Can we jump on a call? Why don't we go take a look at them? You want to keep the process going. You want to continue to earn your value as an agent throughout the process, demonstrate your value. So don't just like take the easy button and email these to people. Make sure that you're the one getting them. And then you're doing the work of staying in touch with people and proving your value every single day. I can't stress that enough. I think it's a huge mistake to add clients here. So I would not do that. I would just keep it so that your personal feed, you are the one who's going to get all the notifications of the new properties that get listed. And then you're going to look and go, okay, this is a fit for the Smiths or the Browns or the whatever. And I would also use this as an opportunity to get ghosting clients off the fence, people who just ghosted you. Like, hey, a new amazing off-market property just came up in North Park under $1 million, call me. Like, you should be using this as a carrot to get people to come out of the bushes and talk to you. This is such a big point. Hope you guys hear that and use it this way, because it's a valuable, valuable tool for that. So to update your feed, you just go to edit searches, and you can create multiple searches in here as well. And this is like any other search site, right? You can add all the different criteria you want, all that different stuff. You can change the area, you can draw maps. I'll let you guys figure that out. It's not rocket science. But what you do want to see is, I only want to see the EXP exclusives. That's just the properties that are, it says Pro there, which is kind of annoying. It makes it seem like you have to pay for that, but you don't. This is all just part of the deal, which is great. EXP pays for this for us. So I would leave it, certainly leave that, and then just adjust this however you want. But in general, I want to see everything. Until it gets too noisy to deal with, I want to see everything. And so I'd want to see the whole state, everything that's exclusive. I want to know about it. And so what'll happen is those will get emailed to you when new properties become available. You'll get an email saying, hey, this new property just got listed on 123 Main Street. In fact, here's what they look like. New listing, blah, blah, blah. This is an old one, but new listing at this street. And it's got the deal, whatever. View the listing. You can talk to the agent. You pop in there, and here's all the info. Can schedule a tour. You can message the agent. There's Lauren. Hey, Lauren, what's up? Good job. All that stuff, right? So this is what it'll look like in practice. You'll get those emails and that kind of thing. Again, you can search for properties as well. Live search for buyers in case you haven't been paying attention to those email notifications. You can do that as well. As far as the notifications go, when you go here to your homepage, go to your feed, you can also adjust how often those come. So you can edit emails, how often they come. Do you want them daily, instantly, weekly, whatever, you can change all that stuff on here. And then you can also do push notifications if there is an app. So you can do push notifications on the app as well. So that's how you're going to find out about new properties when they become available, is just adjusting that. You'll get an email, and that email is going to be the one I showed you a minute ago on how to change over here in the account, personal info. Those are going to go here. So that's where those will end up. So there you have it. EXP exclusives powered by ZenList. Best thing on the planet for us at EXP. But please, please do not just take this video and go, okay, that's cool, and start using it as a buyer's agent. That's great. That's part of it. But you got to be part of the whole ecosystem, right? You can't just be taking rides on Uber. You actually got to drive the Uber too. So all of you have to create a system, a checklist, whatever you do when you get houses listed. Put it in your checklist. Get it to your listing coordinator. Make sure this is the absolute top priority, so that the first thing that happens is that your listings get listed on ZenList the minute they go live. Like, that is the magic, is doing that. So I'm talking to you, team leaders. I'm talking to you, EXP influencers, and you solo agents, everybody. Like, please make this a priority. And then the second plea to you is please, please, please share this right now. So just think of, maybe it's your sponsor, maybe it's a team leader at EXP, whoever. Send this to anybody you know who gets listings, because we've got to do this as a brokerage to scale this system to make it really, really valuable for us, so we can get our clients access to homes before anybody else, and so we can make this a really valuable tool that will help us to attract other agents to the brokerage. Hope this helps. Can't wait to see more and more of you out there on EXP exclusives.